Hi guys, I know I'm not the only one excited about this video because some of you have been requesting that I get a move on with actually filming this since I told you that I'd placed not one, but two Glossier orders. In the kind of excitement and hype of it all, I did go a little bit crazy and get carried away. Well, since then I also placed a third order. So I've got quite a few things to show you. I know that's crazy, I know that's like over the top, but I had my reasons. Number one, hype. Everyone told me it was great. I needed the stuff. Number two, I wanted as much as possible to film this video. So I kind of wanted a real good cross-section of the brand, just so I could tell you kind of my first impressions / review, etc. And number three, was there a third reason? No, probably not. I just wanted it. I totally buy into the aesthetic of Glossier. It is minimalist, natural, very sheer coverage, all that kind of thing. That really appeals to me. So first and foremost, let's preface this with, if you are a heavy coverage, very bold eyes, very bold lips, etc., you might not be the person that's going to love the whole vibe of this brand. However, chances are there'll be a couple of things that appeal to you within it. You're not necessarily going to want like a face of Glossier like I'm going to do today, but there'll probably be a couple of standout products that I'll be able to say, okay, maybe you're not going to be into this, but you'll be into this. We'll see what happens. I've only tried two of the things so far. One was a sample, I'll talk about that when we go through the haul, and one was this. This is the balm.com and it's the Universal Skin Salve. I got this in coconut. The thing about the flavour or the scent of this is, although it's coconut, it's kind of got a foodie coconut. It's not like a fruity coconut. It smells like coconut biscuits to me. Do you remember like coconut rings? Love those. That's what it smells like, which is not a bad smell, but it's definitely like a foodie smell rather than, you know, like the difference between a vanilla candle and a vanilla cupcake candle. Well, this to me is like a coconut biscuit flavour. Regardless of scent, it is amazing, amazing stuff. My skin has been totally haywire recently, very dehydrated and breaking out. No idea what's going on. I'm even getting a spot up here. Can you see that? What is that? And my lips have been following suit. They've been very dry and flaky. I've tried everything. I've tried oils, multiple different lip balms. I don't know what is happening. I even tried my Nuxe Rev de Mille, which is like my holy grail. I absolutely need something on my lips that will fix it. And even that didn't help. This did. Although they're still dry and I need to keep an eye on them, this is definitely helping. I think because I've been trying so many different liquid lipsticks recently, that's not been helping my lips. But my skin in general, something is going on. So let's get into the haul. We're gonna get into the biggest pouch first, and the sample that I was mentioning that I'd already tried was the Milk Jelly Cleanser. I quite liked this. As people have said in reviews that I've read and watched, it's not that great at actually removing your makeup. It won't remove mascara or anything like that, but it was a nice kind of morning cleanse or second cleanse. Something that's quite nice to have in a little sachet for travel, but not something I think I'm gonna be purchasing a full size of. Because there are other face washes that I like more. So I've got 3 little boxes in this little pouch. This, by the way, a lot of people use these for travel. I would never have thought of that. I would seriously have just thrown this away, but this is a proper reusable Ziploc bag. And because it's clear, because you can see through it, you can use it for carry-on makeups and toiletries. Makeups, that sounds weird. But how cool is that? I would never have even considered that. I think that's a really cool idea. So I'm gonna be keeping all the sachets that I've got from Glossier for any travel in the future. I've got the Perfecting Skin Tint, which is absolutely tiny. What is the colour that I got? Medium. I don't think I meant to buy medium. Oh wow, that is super liquidy. Okay, I think medium's probably going to be fine then because it is literally just a tint. I'm really nervous now because I want to get some of this on my face, but I also don't want to get it on my jumper because it's white. I don't know. Can you really even tell that I've put anything on my face? I think what I'm gonna do is make up half my face so we can see the difference between, because it's such a sheer makeup brand, so we can see the difference between makeup and no makeup. So that is the skin tint. I'm not sure, it's got a very greasy texture to it. I mean, in the mirror, I definitely can see this side. It doesn't look tinted. It doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup, but it does look slightly nicer than this side. It's somehow kind of blurred my pores a little bit, and definitely a little bit around here. It feels very, very nice. It feels like I've put on a nice moisturiser. It doesn't feel greasy in texture so much while I touch it now, but it does look slightly perfected, so I can kind of see where they're coming from with that. Okay, with this in mind, I'm just gonna pull out all of the stuff and we're going to go step by step. So something that people have been specifically requesting a review of is the Stretch Concealer, which is a very cute packaging. It looks like this. This is light, and people are telling me that it's not got any coverage at all. So again, this is why it will be useful to do the half and half test. I definitely think there is something to it. I'm not sure whether or not this is going to work very well for my breakouts because it's a very, again, quite a greasy texture. But you see, it has got some amount of coverage because it is lightening up those areas. I definitely think that it looks better than this side. There has been some amount of coverage added. We knew it was going to be sheer and it feels very nice. Again, this is not something that necessarily I would pick up over something else. I think it was quite nice around the eyes. You know, if I was going to wear concealer on days where I wanted to wear absolutely no foundation whatsoever, but I just wanted to put a little bit of concealer on for the school run, that's the kind of concealer I would pick up. I don't think it's the kind of concealer that I would wear when I was actually putting on a face of makeup. Next, we've got Boy Brow, which again got a lot of press, and the colour that I got I think was brown. It is brown, and it looks a lot like Benefit Gimme Brow. It's got that kind of teeny little wand. So we shall see. I really, really like this, and I like the colour as well. It's not got that same kind of, like both with Benefit Gimme Brow and other products, they kind of have like a streakiness to them. So sometimes you'll put on a little bit and it kind of is very, very dark, and you've then got to try and blend that out across the rest of the brow. And I didn't find that with this at all. It seems to have an even amount of product on the brush from the very beginning, and is a little bit easier to work with. Kind of grabs a little bit better too. Next up is blush, and I've got two of these cloud paints. One is Dusk and one is Beam. I think I'm going to go for Dusk initially. I think it's probably the one that's going to look a little bit more natural. I'm interested to see how well these blend. Whoa! Okay, that's a lot of product. Oh my goodness, I could not control how much of that product came out of there. I feel like that's like half a tube, and I definitely don't need this much. Ay, ay, ay. On a more positive, it is really easy to blend out. Obviously, I've got the issues here that I'm kind of trying to avoid, but that was really, really easy to blend out. It's very liquidy, much more liquid than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, from cloud paint, I thought it was going to be kind of moussey in texture. And so although it was thick enough to get that big gloop of it on my fingertip, it was very liquidy and easy to blend. Just for the sake of testing, I'm also going to put the tiniest amount of Beam on as well. We'll see whether or not I can control this a little bit easier. What? No, still, again, so much more than I needed. That feels like a design flaw. I wasn't sure whether or not that colour would look nice. I mean, it looks really quite orangey peachy, but I think it's blended out to be quite flattering. Next, we have Haloscope, which is the highlight stick. I was excited about this one because I've become almost obsessed with that one from Makeup Revolution recently. But unfortunately, the whole thing has kind of come out of the packaging, so I'm having to use it very, very carefully. So this is what Haloscope looks like. It kind of reminds me of those concealers from Benefit. It's got kind of a balm in the centre of it. So in theory, it's never going to look kind of cakey or crease. The colour that I got is Quartz. And again, that blended out really nicely. I picked up the finishing powder, which is called Wowder, and again, this was appealing to me because recently I've been very, very into loose setting powders, and this has got a lot of good reviews. I wasn't sure, because everything's tiny, I wasn't sure how big this would be. This is a decent amount of product. This is 7.2 grams. I mean, when you get a foundation that's this size, you get a blush that's this, I mean, you know, this size. Let's put it in perspective. Things are tiny. I was kind of surprised when I opened this up to see how large it was. This one is in light medium. Again, one of these products, and I have a feeling it was the skin tint, has done a really, really good job of disguising my pores. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this side just looks so blurred and perfected compared to this side. You know, I said I didn't want to get a foundation on my top. That freaking cloud paint. I've also got this lipstick, which is, what is it called? Sheer Matte Lipstick in Jam. And I bought it in this colour because it's so seasonally appropriate, but I feel like it does not go with this makeup at all. It's a super, super deep purple. It's not the most moisturising. It's got a weird taste to it as well. I'm not sure about that. Obviously looking now, you can see there's a difference in my skin. You can see there's a difference in my face. It's not a huge difference. And if you're like me and you're getting slightly older and you've got those fine lines, you've got slightly more visible pores, you've got things that are kind of bugging you that you just slightly want to blur out and make it look a little bit more soft focus, this might be a brand that you'd be really interested in. These are the things that are appealing to me about these products. The things that I'm using that are just making everything look just a little bit nicer, almost as if my skin is really, really nice. Obviously, I have more breakouts and kind of imperfections to try and cover today than I usually would have. This side would have been a much easier test, but I kind of wanted to show you on a side where I've got some active breakouts and some redness and dry patches and all kinds of things, what it looked like. And I think it did really, really well. I probably would skip the concealer. I didn't think it did a tremendous amount, whereas I think that the whole blurring and perfecting part of the skin tint is something that's very, very appealing to me. Although it didn't give a lot of coverage, it definitely did something for the texture of my skin, or at least the appearance of the texture of my skin, which is something that I'm really, really into. The Boy Brow I really liked. I possibly liked that more than the Benefit one. The lip balm I mentioned I really liked. The Cloud Paints I would use again, although they were a bitch to get out of the tube, and I think that we were kind of like missing something there. I liked this. It's not giving me a tremendous amount of highlight. If you like just a little bit of something and you want something that's easy to apply, again, this was really nice. You probably could get something cheaper that did a similar thing. That's all I would say. If you are doing a whole Glossier order and you're like wanting it to go up to the £25 to get free shipping, then go for it. Why not? But it's not kind of a massive standout product for me. I would probably say the skin tint, which I know the skin tint, the Boy Brow, the balm.com, and I do like the Cloud Paints and even the powder. But watch this space. This is just a haul and first impressions. I wanted to show you it on. I will definitely be keeping you posted as to whether or not any of these products actually make it into my main rotation and I end up falling in love with anything majorly. But so far, really enjoying the base stuff. If you haven't already ordered from Glossier, I believe you can get $10 off if you go through the link below. I will also get $10 off my next purchase if you use that link, which means that I will then try a bunch more stuff for you guys from the range. There's tons of skincare and things. I'm definitely going to be doing another order, but just kind of full disclosure, if you follow that link, I do get something for it, but it's basically money that I'm going to spend on more Glossier stuff. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, that would be great. And check out my other videos because there's loads of them. And I will see you guys next time.